And we return from Aurora, New York for game number 2 of the 3-game set and game number 2 of the doubleheader between the Wells College Express and the Penn State Harrisburg Nittany Lions as Wells takes the field after they dropped game 1 of the series, game 1 of the doubleheader, 7-2 in 7 innings. This will be a 9-inning game in game 2 of the set. 9 hits for Harrisburg in the 7 runs, 6 hits for Wells in their 2 runs, both of which came on a 2-run homer off the bat of Max Odom in the 5th inning. He went 2 for 3 in that ball game, but you could not deny the dominance of Fisher Druck on the mound for Harrisburg, who went 6 innings, allowing 6 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, the only blemish on his record being that 2-run homer off the bat of Odom. Wells now comes into this one at 10-21 on the year and 4-12 in conference play, while Harrisburg is now at 25-7 overall and 15-1 in conference play. Their only loss coming to Penn College. And here is the lineup that the Nittany Lions will presented by 13th-year head coach Ryan Brown and assistants Billy Davis, Billy Sasman, Dennis Bailey, and John Cleary. Dallas Height leads it off in left field. Brendan Henn is at second base. He hits second. Matt Parks hitting third. He's the third baseman. Doing the cleanup is Kevin Leonard. He's in right field. The 5 spot, Maddox Ryan, the first baseman. Carlos Irizarry is in the 6th spot. At shortstop, at 7 is Matt Isaac. In this game, for the first time in this series, he's the designated hitter. Lucas Floyd is in center field hitting 8th. Rounding out the order is Sam Merchant. And Christian Lubick is on the mound for the Nittany Lions, while on the mound for the Wells Express is Ethan Zimmerman, the freshman with a 7.86 ERA, 26 1/3 innings. He's 0-1 on the year with 14 strikeouts. Height digs in, and we are underway. The first pitch, a sky-high pop-up down the right field line, giving chase is Phillips, and he makes the play just to the left of the foul line. 1 pitch, 1 out here in Game 2 of the series. From left to right in the outfield, it's Chris McLean, Zach Odom, and Lance Phillips, who made the play around the infield. At third base is Jacoby James. At shortstop is Nick Maynee. At second base is Max Odom, is Max Odom, and at first base is Jonathan Haynes. As the fastball upstairs for a ball to Henn. Doing the catching is Bradley Mills, as Aaron Izquierdo is the DH for the Express. And the 0-1 is just outside for a ball, out of the hand of Zimmerman from Denver, Colorado, the southpaw. And the 1-1. Fastball just outside. Zimmerman wearing number 45. Wells in all-white uniforms with pinstripes. Numbers in black lettering with red outlining. Wells across the chest in black. Slider swung on, high fly ball. Deep right center field. Going back is Odom. Going back is Phillips. And that ball's gone. Bye-bye baseball. 3 pitches into this ball game, Brendan Henn leaves the yard to put the Nittany Lions up by a score of 1-0. It's the fifth homer of the season for Henn. Just like that, 1-0. It was a homer in the first inning as well in Game 1. That was off the bat of Leonard, a 2-run bomb. And now the second batter of this game to deep right center, the deepest part of the ballpark at 375 to the corners. As showing bunt and a fastball upstairs, pulling back is Matt Parks. Parks went 1 for 3 in Game 1 of this doubleheader. He's got 32 RBIs and a .327 average on the year. So he takes a breaking ball just away. So the count goes to 2-0 on Parks. Lefty-lefty battle. Breaking ball in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Parks had that RBI triple in Game 1 of the series. That brought home Henn in the 6th inning. Had a stolen base as well. Slider just away. So the count now goes 3-1 on the third baseman Parks. the senior, 25th in the nation with 43 runs scored, the 3-1. Breaking ball swung on. High fly ball. Deep right field. Kiss that one goodbye. Bye-bye baseball. Back-to-back homers for the Penn State Harrisburg Nittany Lions in the first inning. Penn and Parks go back-to-back. For Matt Parks, that's home run number 5 on the season. And just like that, it's 2-0 here in the top of the first. A celebration in the dugout for Harrisburg. And they're teeing off against Ethan Zimmerman. As now the most dangerous hitter, Leonard, digs in. First pitch he sees is a fastball in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Back-to-back opposite field bombs from this Harrisburg teamer. Hens was opposite field, not Parks. A smooth lefty stroke. It was a breaking ball outside, makes it 1-1 on Leonard. As I mentioned, the most dangerous hitter in this lineup, perhaps in the conference. Slider swung on a roped, foul down the right field line to make it 1-2. 10 homers on the year for Leonard. A batting average creeping up towards 500. But I mentioned best player in the conference. I don't know. That's a battle at the top between Leonard as the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and chopped foul, so he stays alive. Leonard and Justin Fogel of Penn State Abington. Fogel, he's hitting .519 on the year with a 1.540 OPS, looking at Conference Player of the Year, potentially more for the junior from Abington, as 2-2, or rather the 1-2 is outside, so the count goes 2-2 on Leonard. Could be a battle between Player of the Year between these two. Ryan McCarty had it by a mile last year. And the 2-2 pitch to Leonard. Swung on and fisted on the right side of the infield. Picking it up is Odom, who flips it to first base for the out. So after back-to-back homers, Leonard is retired, and there's 2 outs as Maddox Ryan will dig in from the left side for the Nittany Lions. Ryan went 3 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored in Game 1 of the doubleheader, as Zimmerman kicks and deals to the lefty, and that one just low and away for a ball. It's been a battle this whole season at the top of the conference between Penn College, Harrisburg, and Abington for the most part. Fastball on the outside corner makes it 1-1. Harrisburg currently in the lead at 15-1. Penn just behind them at 13-4, and Abington currently at 9-6 in conference play. As that one fisted down the first base line, it's going to be picked up by Haynes at first. He steps on the bag for the outside, retired, but not before. Back-to-back homers, the second and third hitters of the game. Brendan Henn with the solo shot, Matt Parks with the solo shot, and it's a 2-0 ball game, but we'll keep it right here to present the lineup for the Wells College Express as they will face the freshmen. It's a pitching matchup between 2 freshmen in this one. It is Christian Lubick II on the mound, 6'3", 185, the right-hander from Lewisberry, Pennsylvania, who attended Redland High School. He's had 5 appearances this year, 4 out of the bullpen and 1 start, totaling 10 innings. So all 5 of his appearances, including the start, have been 2 innings apiece. And he's allowed 9 runs on 14 strikeouts, 15 hits, 5 walks. He's allowed 1 homer, but a K per 9 of 1260 with those 14 strikeouts in 10 innings. Had some impressive starts, or impressive appearances, I should say, including 2 perfect innings and an 8-1 win against Penn State Berks on March 24th, and most recently against the number 3 team in the nation on Monday. It was a 10-0 loss against Shenandoah, a powerhouse, but 2 innings in relief, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit, no runs out of the bullpen for Lubick. And here's the start in Game 2 of the 3-game set against Wells, and this perhaps more important being in conference play against Wells, And Coach Ryan Stevens, in his third year, assisted by Jared Strait, Ian Crawford, and Joe Cuddy, will run out this lineup. Max Odom, the junior second baseman, leads it off after the 2-run homer in Game 1. Zach Odom, the twin brother, at center field, hitting second. Jacoby James, and the 3 spot at third base. Aaron Izquierdo, the cleanup hitter and designated hitter. Jonathan Haynes, he pitched Game 1. He's at first base for Game 2, hitting 5th. Lance Phillips, hitting 6th in right field, hitting 7th. Bradley Mills, he's the catcher, hitting 7th. Chris McLean in left field, and Nick Maney is the shortstop, rounding out the order as we saw Ethan Zimmerman on the mound. It's a 2-0 ball game following back-to-back bombs from Harrisburg in the top of the first. Now in the bottom of the first, Odom digs in from the right side, and the first pitch he sees is a high fly ball. Shallow center field, rather right field. Coming in and making the play in right field is Leonard. Now we're right in the center field press box, and the center fielder Floyd right in front of us, he shrugged his shoulders and took a few steps back. He had no idea where that ball was. Well, it was hit pretty squarely right to the right fielder Leonard, but a high fly ball granted. And there's one out here in the bottom of the first. On the first pitch of this ball game, as Zach Odom will dig in. First pitch Odom sees is laced through the hole on the left side of the infield. Hard hit ball through the 5-6 hole, and the first hit of the day for the Express is Zach Odom. As Jacoby James, the freshman, will now dig in. James, the native of South Plantation, Florida, steps in from the right side. A .316 average, .449 on-base percentage for James in his freshman campaign. Pickoff attempt and back at first easily is Odom. 12 stolen bases. That's 9th in the conference for Zach over at first in 32 games played. As Lubick comes set. Checks the runner again. A long pause comes home. It's a fastball upstairs for a ball on the first count to James. So the count goes 1-0. 24 hits and 76 at-bats. 27 games played for James, primarily over at the hot corner at third base. And the 1-0. Breaking ball dropped in there for a called strike on the outside corner. So it goes to 1-1. A homer, which was a grand slam in the final game of the 3-game set versus Gallaudet, which Wells swept last weekend. And the breaking ball fouled down the right field line and out of play. That one over the Wells dugout on the first base side. Onto the golf course here in Aurora on the campus of Wells College. Sunby getting to set beyond the left field foul pole. As we get started in the bottom of the first in Game 2, as a pickoff attempt, back with a dive, just back, a close play. Odom's back, Ryan applies the tag. Another pickoff attempt, but still a 1-2 count. As James in the Express looking to make something happen, he represents the tying run as another pickoff attempt. They know this is a Wells team that likes to run. 56 steals on the bags, and they've only been thrown out 6 times all year on the bases. As the pitch, fastball upstairs, and the count goes 2-2 to James. Lubick from Lewisberry, Pennsylvania. The freshman looking for the first win of his collegiate career in today's ball game has got no decisions, and the breaking ball off the helmet of James. The hit by pitch, the second time this doubleheader he's been hit by a pitch, and just like that, runners on first and second with one out for the Express. After James takes one to the back of the helmet, and Aaron Izquierdo will dig in with 2 Duckies on base, including the tying run represented by James now over at first. Izquierdo had an impressive Game 1, went 2 for 3, threw out a runner on the base paths as well. He's DHing in this game. Enters today with a .337 batting average, 14 RBI in the season. Looking to add on some more here. Fastball waves and misses, rather a breaking ball in the dirt, bouncing on home plate. Filth out of the hand of Lubick. Totally catching Izquierdo, stepping in the bucket, throwing out his shoulders at the breaking ball, which he misses by a mile. A nice breaking ball first pitch. A long stare in. Now Lubick comes set. checks the runner, comes home. Another breaking ball low and away as Kierdo does not offer this time, and it's 1-1. Is Kierdo, the junior catcher for the Express, putting together a very impressive junior campaign. As the 1-1. Fastball, high, fly ball in left field. Coming in a step now is Height, and he makes the play. Too shallow for anybody to tag. Well struck ball by Izquierdo. That looked good off the bat. But wind blowing a little bit in towards right field, so the left fielder Height takes a few steps in front of the warning track to make the play, and now 2 outs. So Jonathan Haynes will dig in. He pitched game 1 of this doubleheader, another two-way player on the roster, going 5 innings, allowing 6 runs on 7 hits with 4 strikeouts. Strong presence in the dish as well. Pickoff attempt, and back with a dive at second base is Odom, as the second baseman Hen there for the pickoff, preventing that one from going into center field. But good numbers for Haynes offensively as well on the season. With a .224 average, .414 slugging percentage, 18 RBI, as that one fisted foul down the left field line to go 0-1. 13 hits, 6 runs, 5 doubles, 2 homers for Haynes, the sophomore transfer from Washington and Jefferson. Another long stare in from Lubick. He comes set, gives a nod to his catcher, Merchant. Comes home, breaking ball, up and in, some chin music. And the count goes 1-1. It's Sam Merchant behind the plate for Harrisburg, after an impressive catching job from Bechtold in game 1. Pickoff attempt, back with a dive again, is Odom at second. A play in effect there by the Harrisburg defense with something up the sleeve. A timing play at second. Odom reads right through it. He's back easily. Double play depth up the middle. Or rather, normal depth up the middle with both infielders back with 2 outs. Big lead for Odom. Fastball, breaking ball, big swing and a miss. That one falling off the table. We've seen a very good breaking ball from Bubick. A big curveball. And now he's got a 1-2 count, looking to strand the runners on first and second. 1-2, foul back. So Haynes stays alive. And Zimmerman looking for some run support against a lethal Harrisburg offense. And this would be a big time for Wells to get some. With Jones on first representing the tying run. A 1-2 count on Haynes. Jones off of first. Odom off of second. And the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. It's a high fly ball to deep center field. Under it with room is Floyd, and he makes the play for the final out. 1 hit for Wells in the first, 2 runners left stranded, and nothing working. It's a 2-0 ball game as we head to the top of the second on Wells Athletics. It's Ethan Zimmerman back out onto the bump for the Express here in the top of the second inning. It's a 2-0 game after back-to-back homers. The second and third batters of the game on the Harrisburg side, Henn and Parks, going back-to-back, providing us with the 2-0 score. And it'll be the six-hitter Irizarry leading it off. He shows bunt and does not offer at the pitch. It's up and out for a ball, so it goes 1-0 on Irizarry. The freshman shortstop, 1 for 2 with a run scored in game 1 of the doubleheader. And the second pitch he sees is a fastball on the outside corner to make it 1-1. Irizarry, a .397 average on the season. 446 OBP, .616 slugging. And the 1-1. Breaking ball swung on, laced to center field, and a strike to the chest of Zach Odom in center for the first out on a hard hit ball off the bat of Irizarry. So that'll bring up Matt Isaac, who was a late scratch in game 1, but back in the lineup for game 2 from the right side. And the first pitch Isaac sees in there for a called strike. .364 average for Matt Isaac. He's appeared in 19 games this season with 22 at-bats as the breaking ball low and away makes it 1-1. 6 RBI, 7 runs scored on 8 hits for the junior first baseman, as he sees a breaking ball and fouls it back and out of play. So go 1-2. Isaac from Annapolis, Maryland. And I'll say there's definitely a wide variety of states represented on the Harrisburg roster. As that one hits sharp to the second baseman, Odom, who dives, picks it up onto first, not in time. A great diving play up the middle, but not in time to beat the speedy Isaac after Odom got up. So that'll go as an infield single. It's the third hit of the day. First non-homer of the day for Harrisburg. And that'll bring up Lucas Floyd, the sophomore center fielder. He went 0 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Big lead off of first for Isaac. Long pause by Zimmerman, who comes home. Breaking ball low and away. Blocked by Mills in the dirt. Floyd on the season, a .343 average, slugging .980 on the year. And the breaking ball swung on, chopped foul off the facing of the Wells dugout. Rather, an OPS of .980 on the year. And the 1-1 from the lefty is another breaking ball low and away. Again in the dirt. This one blocked by Mills, and the count goes 2-1. Mills filling in for Izquierdo behind the plate. Izquierdo staying in this ball game as the designated hitter after Izquierdo has been the primary catcher all year. Breaking ball. Catches the outside corner. That one a fastball actually on the outside corner for a called strike. So the count goes 2-2. Zimmerman bouncing back here in the lefty-lefty matchup. Zimmerman winds in, deals, and that one in on the hands of Floyd. He checks his swing, didn't go. So now a 3-2 count. Got tied up a little bit. Up and in. As Floyd, the Alvernia College transfer, swings and drives the pitch to deep left field. Going back is McLean in front of the warning track. He makes the play. A hard hit ball to left field. Retreating back to first base is Isaac, and there's 2 outs on a couple of very well hit balls. One of the first pitches of the inning by Irizarry, roped to center field at Odom. He was right there. It was a strike to him, but a very hard hit ball. That one well hit to deep left field. As Sam Merchant will dig in. First we've seen of him in the series. Not much time in this season as he takes one outside. Merchant appearing in 15 games. He's 3 for 22 with a double. And 4 runs scored in addition to 3 RBIs. And a pickoff attempt. Back with a dive over at first base is Matt Isaac. No stolen bases on the year for Isaac. No attempts. As Zimmerman comes set again. Checks on Isaac at first. And the 1-0. Shows bunt. And missing with the bunt. Pickoff attempt at first base. And caught in a pickle between first and second is Isaac. And he will be tagged out by Maney at second base. So a nice back pick by Mills. Catches Isaac in between first and second to retire the side. So facing the minimum in the second is Zimmerman, working around the 1-out single. And we will head to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0. Harrisburg leads. And we return here in the bottom of the second inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Penn State Harrisburg Nittany Lions over the Wells Express here in Aurora as the sun begins to set over Cuga Lake. Overcast clouds. It was all blue skies at first pitch in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Here in the bottom of the second of Game 2, it's a 2-0 lead for Harrisburg after back-to-back homers in the first. And the first pitch is low for a ball to Lance Phillips, the freshman right fielder, taking in from the right side against Lubick, who stranded runners on first and second with 1 out in the first. As a fastball in there for a call strike to Phillips. Makes it 1-1. Phillips, a .333 average, entering today with 28 hits in 28 games. And the 1-1. Does not offer the breaking ball low and away. It's 2-1. A .436 on-base percentage for Phillips. That leads the team. Or rather, is second behind Jacoby James as a .449. As the fastball catches the outside corner to make it 2-2. Phillips playing in 28 games. James playing in 27. And the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on, chop foul on the third base side. Behind the coach's box, trickling down the third base line. And a long look in from Lubick. He comes set, as he always does. The 2-2 comes home, and it's hit weakly to the shortstop, Irze. Coming in, throws across the diamond just in time to beat the speedy Phillips, hustling down the line. So 1 out. Here in the second is Bradley Mills. Will dig in with 1 out. Mills, 8 for 38 on the year with 10 runs scored. He's appeared in 17 games. A .211 average, .400 on base percentage for Mills. Patient hitter at the dish. He's got 5 RBI as well as he takes a fastball up and in for a ball. And a long look in from Lubick. He comes home to 1-0. That's low to make it 2-0 after consistent strikes pounding the zone. Lubick doing a lot of mixing up of timing as well throughout this ball game in the early goings. And the 2-0. Swung on and hit sharply to the second baseman head. On hop, throws across to first for the out. 2 infield ground balls and 2 outs here in the second consecutively for Lubick. As Chris McLean will dig in. Another freshman in this lineup from Buffalo, New York is McLean. Playing virtually every position on the field. Almost a utility guy. Some infield. Playing left field today. As he takes a breaking ball up and in just behind the helmet. Ducks out of the way and it's 1-0. And the pitch. Another breaking ball. That one drops inside instead of over the head to make the count 1-1. Entering today, McLean with 2 hits and 14 at-bats on the year. As he skies one to deep right field. Going back is Leonard on the warning track at defense. Bye-bye baseball. It's a solo homer over the right field fence for Chris McLean, the first bomb of his career. And Wells is on the scoreboard in Game 2. They cut the deficit to 1. The score now 2-1. The first collegiate homer for Chris McLean over the right field fence, just to the left of the foul pole. And going to have some conversations with the home plate umpire is Ryan Brown. He's furious as he's saying that ball was foul. And that was over the top of the yellow pole and the foul pole, so very tough to tell. Tough to see from our angle, but it is indeed a homer, and it's the first of McLean's career. And a 1-run ball game. And still fired up is Brown, and he's still giving it to the home plate umpire. He'll finally take the walk back to the dugout. Still some emotion. And this is now a 1-run ball game after McLean's homer. Nick Maney is the batter, and he skies one foul down the left field line and out of play. Monet in from the right side. The freshman 1 for 2 in Game 1 of this doubleheader. And he swings and misses. Falling to a knee on the fastball. Goes 0-2 with 2 outs. The 0-2. Swinging a high fly ball. Shallow left field going out. And that one will drop foul. Just a few feet to the left of the foul stripe. The left fielder height. And the shortstop, Irzari, and third baseman Parks all converging in foul territory, but no one able to get it. Monet stays alive. Lubick comes set. And the 0-2 again is a fastball outside corner called strike 3. Monet goes down looking for strikeout of the day for Lubick. And the side is retired, but not before. The solo bomb by Chris McLean, his first collegiate homer, cuts the deficit to 1. It's 2-1 as we head to the top of the third on Wells Athletics. Eli Fishman back with you in the top of the third inning. Ethan Zimmerman back out onto the mound for the Express. It's a 2-1 ball game after the solo homer by Chris McLean, the first of his collegiate career. Cut the deficit to 1 in the bottom of the second, and leading it off for the Nittany Lions is Sam Merchant for his first at-bat of the day. He takes one low for a ball. So it goes 0-1 on Merchant, making an appearance in the lineup for Harrisburg for the first time this series. He's 3 for 22 on the season. He bunts down the third base line. Charging is Jones, and he'll field that one foul just to the left of the foul line. Well-placed bunt. Would have easily been a bunt single for Merchant as Jones was playing back, but it just curls foul on the turf here at the Wells Athletic Complex. And the count goes 1-1. Merchant, 3 hits, 4 runs scored, 3 RBI on the season. And the 1-1. Breaking ball outside. Count goes 2-1. Merchant was at the plate when Matt Isaac got back, picked on the bases, caught in a pickle, and thrown out to end the inning after he singled back in the second. And the 2-0 to Merchant. Checks his swing. Didn't go, but doesn't matter. It's in there for a called strike on the outside corner. So the Denver, Colorado native in Zimmerman looking to get the out here. That one, sky to shallow center, coming in is Odom, and he makes the play. A hard hit ball for the first out here in the third. Zimmerman, one of a few different Express from around the nation. A pair of Wells players from California, 2 from Pennsylvania. Jones from Florida, 6 from New Jersey, 25 from New York, and alone from Colorado in the Rocky Mountain State as a breaking ball outside to the 3-hitter, or to the 1-hitter in height here in the third. And the 1-0 to Height is a breaking ball, just low and in for a ball. So the count goes 2-0. Height hit for the cycle early this season against Virginia Wesleyan on March 9th. And he shows bunt, pulls back, gets a fastball away, and the count goes 3-0. Height, the leadoff hitter, was second-team All-Conference, second-team All-Region last year after hitting .332 with 45 runs and 20 stolen bases as he takes a called strike. So the count goes 3-1. He hit 2 homers and a huge in-conference victory over Lancaster Bible on March 17th for Harrisburg. And he takes another called strike, so after being up 3-0, Zimmerman, or down 3-0 rather, Zimmerman has bounced back, and the count is now full to the dangerous leadoff hitter in Height. A guy you do not want on base with this heart of the order coming up. The payoff pitch swung on and roped foul down the first base line and out of play. So Height stays alive. He had 27 extra base hits last year. And now as a senior looking to make a mark. Another payoff pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. It's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Zimmerman as Height goes down swinging. He's retired for the second time today, and Brendan Henn will dig in after he hit one of back-to-back homers back in the first inning for the Nittany Lions. Breaking ball just outside, or catches the outside corner rather, for a called strike. And it's 0-1 on Henn. The solo homer in his first at-bat after he was 1 for 4 with a run in Game 1. And he ropes a fastball into right center field. That will get down and roll all the way to the wall in the gap. Standing up at second base is Henn with his second hit of the afternoon after Phillips played it off the metal fence. And a runner in scoring position with 1 out and the double for Henn. And what an impressive year he's put together in his sophomore campaign. You look at so many stars in this Harrisburg lineup. And Henn's proven to be one of those up-and-coming stars after an impressive freshman season. And now Matt Parks digs in. And the first pitch he sees is a fastball in there for a called strike. Parks also the solo homer, going back-to-back with Henn. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI triple in Game 1. And the breaking ball swung on and roped down the right field line. Foul. Just to the right of the bag to make the count 0-2. So a triple, a homer, pair of RBIs, a stolen base. So far in this doubleheader, 7-inning Game 1. This will be a 9-inning Game 2. Here in the top of the third with a runner on second base are the Lions. A long pause by Zimmerman, the 0-2. Breaking ball low and away, smothered in the dirt by Mills. A big lead for Henn off of second. He's got 13 stolen bases on the year. But he stays put, and it's 1-2. Zimmerman comes set. Gives a look over to second base at Henn. Gives another, comes home. And the 1-2 is low and away for a ball to make it 2-2. Back to the off speed. Just low and out to the left-handed slugger Parks. Manning the hot corner at third base today for Harrisburg. And the 2-2. Breaking ball just outside. A borderline pitch on the black. Zimmerman wanted that one. Some of the express fielders taking a little step towards the first base dugout. Right back to their positions. And the payoff pitch. Just low and out again. Another borderline pitch. Just outside to Parks. So another walk. The first walk allowed on the day by Zimmerman. He'll get a meeting at the mound from his backstop, Bradley Mills, for a quick conversation as Mills returns to his post. But now runners on first and second for Kevin Leonard. And we mentioned all the dangerous hitters in this Harrisburg lineup, but you can't deny what Leonard has done this season, as entering today, hitting .480 as he takes a breaking ball just outside for a ball. And that was before he went 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer and a double in Game 1 of this doubleheader. For his 5th homer of the year, he's got 36 RBIs on the year. And the 1-0 to Leonard is a breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 1. So the count goes 1-1 to Leonard. That .480 average, 8th in the nation. His .850 slugging percentage, 18th in the nation. All conference, all region last year. And the 1-1. It's in the dirt for a ball. So it goes 2-1. Not a bad hitter in this Harrisburg lineup. That's why they've won the last 2 conference championships, looking at three-peat this year, as they currently rank at the top of the conference. And the 2-1. Runner goes. It's a high fly ball into right field. Phillips takes a step out, takes a step in, and makes the play in front of the warning track in right field. So the side is retired, working around the 2-out double and then a walk. Leonard flies out. And the side's retired here in the third. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. It's 2-1. Wells trails by 1. And we return in the bottom of the third. Eli Fishman alongside with you on Wells Athletics. And it's the top of the order due up for Wells. They trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. All three runs in this ball game have come via the long ball. Back-to-back homers for Harrisburg in the first by Hannon Parks. And then Chris McLean with the solo homer for the first of his collegiate career in the second for Wells as Max Odom leads it off. Odom had a 2-run homer of his own in Game 1 of the series, Game 1 of this doubleheader. The 2-run bomb for the second of his season. Odom a sharp fly out to right field in his last at-bat after going 2 for 3 in Game 1. The only 2 runs that Wells would score in the 7-2 loss. And Odom putting together quite the impressive season in his junior campaign, sporting a .304 average with 38 hits in 32 games. 20 RBIs. There's a borderline pitch called just away. And the leadoff hitter leads 3-1 against Lubick, who's impressed so far aside from the McLean homer. And Odom has a leadoff walk in the third. It's the first time he's reached base today. And that represents the tying run on first, as Max's twin brother, Zach, will dig in from the right side. The twin brothers from Elmira, New York, hitting 1-2 in this lineup. They've started all 31 games for the Express this year, hitting 1-2. And a bunt on the first pitch by Odom. That one down the first base line and foul. Just trickling towards the Wells dugout. The first baseman, Ryan, was holding Max Odom off of first. Zach trying to lay down a bunt, move his brother over, but it's an 0-1 count. Impressive numbers as well for Zach. He's hitting .314 with a .373 OBP. A pickoff attempt, and Max is back standing up. He's got 16 stolen bases on the year over at first. That's 5th in the conference, 1st on the team. And after the bunt and a big swing and a miss, Zach now trails in the count 0-2. Hoping to drive his brother in as another pickoff attempt fired back by Lubick. Throwing a bullet to the first baseman, Ryan. But back easily is Odom as Lubick comes set, checks the runner, and another pickoff attempt. But not even close over there at first. Distracted by the Odom on first, trying to face the Odom at home. And the 0-2 is trickled foul to the first base side. So the count will stay 0-2. A single in Odom's first at-bat. One of 4 expressed to reach bases. He skies one down the right field line. Going back is Leonard, and that one is just foul. That one went over the fence, just foul down the right field line. Another very close ball, just to the right of the foul pole. The fence drops off. It's about probably 15, 20 feet high in fair territory, and it drops off to only a couple feet in foul territory. So that one was over the small fence. Probably wouldn't have made it over the big one. Another pickoff attempt, and back again is Odom at first. Lubick comes set, comes home. It's a fastball. Runner goes, throw down to second, not in time. It's the 17th stolen base of the year for Max Odom. And now a runner in scoring position. And a 1-2 count on Zach. Zach Odom looking to knock in his twin brother Max, who after a walk and a steal is off second. In a one-run ball game, he represents the tying run. The breaking ball is hit high, deep into center field, or left field. Coming in and making the play is Height, too shallow, so retreating back to second base is Odom. And that's the first out. So Jacoby James will dig in. He was hitting the helmet by a pitch in his first at-bat. And James enters this game with the highest on-base percentage on the team. That's .449. Also sporting a .316 average on the year, playing in 27 games for the Express, primarily at the third base position, as he takes a breaking ball low and away. The Express needing to get this run in here. Down by 1 in the third. Cannot strand the game-tying run in scoring position after he was there with no outs. There's a fastball in there for a called strike. Makes it 1-1 on James. Izquierdo awaiting on deck, who's got a few very hard-hit balls in this doubleheader today. Another long look in by Lubick. And a pickoff attempt. And caught in between second and third is Odom. And he'll get it safely. Caught in the pickle. He stutter-stepped. A delayed slide almost as he stopped in his tracks. And that caused the third baseman Parks to bobble the ball, dropped it. Odom slides in safely, gets out of the rundown. And there's the game-tying run is 90 feet away for the Express with James at the plate. Wow. So with one out, the game-tying run 90 feet away and a 1-1 count on James. The pitch, swing and a miss on the fastball, goes 1-2. Not often do you see a runner getting out of a jam like that. He was caught dead at third base, but the late slide, an awkward slide. You don't know how intentional that was. He looked like he maybe was trying to do a swim move of some type. As the fastball up and out makes it 2-2. And the first thought in the head is, wow, against a team like Harrisburg, you cannot have a runner out in that pickle between second and third, but he stays alive. "90 feet away, and the 2-2 pitch to James is roped into center field. Coming in is Floyd, and that'll bounce over his head. Or one-hop him as he won't get there. Almost bounces over his head. It's an RBI single for James to tie this ball game at 2 in the third.
Now batting, number 27, Aaron Izquierdo.
James with the RBI single, and we're all tied at 2 here in the third. So that brings up Izquierdo. Good speed for James off of first. With 3 stolen bags on the year as Izquierdo swings and misses at the first pitch breaking ball. At first, Floyd was going to dive to get that ball, but he hesitated, didn't make it, as the run would have come home either way if he were to go to the ground. A called strike makes it 0-2. So he stepped back, let that ball hop, almost bounced over his head. He leaped to prevent it from going behind him. And James on with his first hit of the day. He's reached base in both plate appearances after the walk in the first, or rather the hit by pitch in the first. Another pickoff attempt. James back at first. Izquierdo 2 for 3 in game 1. A hard hit fly ball in his first at-bat as he laces one to left field, but it is right at the left fielder Height. Retreating back to first base is James. And there's 2 outs. 2 similar balls off the bat of Izquierdo. Scorched right to the left fielder Height. He is on Lubick. Nothing to show for it, though, as Jonathan Haynes digs in. Fly out to center field in the last at-bat. With the go-ahead run on first. And another pickoff attempt. Another slide back in safely for James. And the first pitch to Haynes, a big swing and a miss. Haynes pitching game 1 of this doubleheader. Going 5 innings, allowing 6 runs on 7 hits, 4 strikeouts for the Washington and Jefferson transfer. Another pickoff attempt. An impressive pitching performance, unable to come out away with the win, were the Express in game 1, as the 0-1 is a breaking ball low and away. A long look in from Lubick. And he comes home. Breaking ball swung and fouled back. To make the count 1-2. On Haynes. Looking to break this game open with 2 outs. And the go-ahead run in James off of first. Pickoff attempt. He's back with a dive again. Whole lot of pickoff attempts between these two teams because both of them love to run. For Harrisburg, 69 stolen bases on the year, 50 for Wells. Another pickoff attempt, speak of the devil. 69 steals in 31 games for Harrisburg. 50 for Wells in 30 games. Lubick comes set. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 runner stranded on first, but out before. Jacoby James, the RBI single to bring home Max Odom and tie this ball game at 2. Here in the third, we head to the top of the 4th. All tied here on Wells Athletics. Back in the top of the 4th, it's 5-6-7. Due up for Harrisburg as the first pitch out of the hand of Zimmerman is a big swing and a miss by Ryan, who grounded out in his first at-bat. 1 run coming across on the RBI single by Jacoby James to tie this ball game at 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. As the 0-1 is a breaking ball upstairs to Ryan to make the count 1-1. Ryan 3 for 4 in game 1 of the doubleheader with a pair of singles as he takes a breaking ball low and away. Ryan also scoring 2 runs in the first game of the doubleheader. In the lefty-lefty matchup, the pitch, fastball dished outside, it's 3-1. A long look in from Zimmerman. And he comes home the 3-1. Breaking ball is swung on and chopped foul on the first base line. And out of play. Looking to keep Harrisburg off the scoreboard from here on out. With the score tied at 2. Here in the top of the 4th. And Zimmerman's pitch. It's a fastball upstairs and he walked him. So Ryan on with the leadoff walk of the 4th. as Izari will step up to the plate. And with Ryan on first, you also put, we mentioned, a lot of stolen base threats on this team. Ryan's one of them with 6 on the year. Irizarry digs in. And the first pitch is a breaking ball low and away to the freshman shortstop. Tied for second on the team with 33 RBIs is Izari. 4 homers, 29 hits in 25 games this season. And a pickoff attempt. Back standing at first is Ryan. Izari hitting .397 on the year. Third on the team with a .446 on base percentage. And the pitch. Breaking ball, high fly ball, foul. Down the right field line, out of play. Sun continuing to set over the lake here in Aurora. Some overcast skies. It's a lot more clear to the west over the lake. As the lights are on here at the Wells Athletic Complex. And runner goes. Pickle between first and second. Throw to second. Did not get him. Sliding in safely is Ryan. He saw that it was going to have to be a tough throw by the first baseman Haynes, because he was halfway between first and second when Haynes caught that ball. Would have had to have been a perfect throw to get him. It wasn't. So a stolen base for Ryan, his 7th of the year. And a runner in scoring position representing the go-ahead run for the Nittany Lions. And the 1-1 to Irizarry. Swung on. Hit sharply to the second baseman, Odom. Advancing to third on the play is Ryan. But 4-3 goes Irizarry, and there's 1 out. The runner, the go-ahead runner, now 90 feet away. And the infield will come in for the Express with Matt Isaac stepping up to the plate. Isaac with a single in his last at-bat. First pitch he sees. In there for a called strike on the outside corner. Isaac, the designated hitter in this game, did not appear in game 1 of the doubleheader. And the 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. Makes it 1-1. 9 hits and 23 at-bats on the year for Isaac. Hitting .375. And the 1-1. Low for a ball. So it goes 2-1. More high-stress situations for the Wells defense. They've gotten the run support from their offense thus far. As the 2-1. Swung on and fouled towards the on-deck circle. A nice play in the on-deck circle by Lucas Floyd. A soccer-style kick up to himself. In the on-deck circle, and it's a 2-2 count. Zimmerman. The 2-2 offering. Swung on, high fly ball. Deep center field. Going back is Odom. He's not going to get there. It'll one off the wall. Scoring easily from third is Ryan. Rounding second, on his way to third is Irizarry. He slides in safely. It's an RBI triple for Carlos Irizarry to give a 3-2 lead to the Nittany Lions. Rather, excuse me, that was Matt Isaac with the RBI triple to make it a 1-run lead in a 1-run game. Irizarry had the ground out to second. And now an offensive timeout called, as there'll be some strategizing in the third base coach's box. It was the second hit of the day for Isaac. Ryan came in to score. His third run scored of the 2 games so far. So Lucas Floyd digs in after the meeting with another runner 90 feet away, and Matt Isaac. And the first pitch. Breaking ball skips away behind the plate, and scoring easily is Isaac. On the first pitch after the RBI triple, he comes home to extend the lead to 4-2. Harrisburg back in the driver's seat here. And still only one out here in the fourth. The 1-0 is going to be bunted down the third base line and foul. So now a 1-1 count on Floyd. He went 0 for 3 with a strikeout in game one. Flew out to left field. In his last at-bat, back of the second inning. And the 1-1 offering from Zimmerman is a breaking ball just low. Floyd, the transfer from Alvernia College. A top 25 team in the nation for a couple of the past few years. Very good program out of Reading, Pennsylvania. Not too far from Harrisburg. That one fouled down the third base side out of play. And Floyd hit .328 for Alvernia with a homer and 22 RBI in 35 games last season with 20 runs scored for the Golden Wolves. And the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on, chopped fair down the first base line. Haynes picks it up just behind the first base bag and steps on it for the second out. To bring up the 9-hitter and Sam Merchant. With 2 outs now. Overcast skies as nighttime beginning to fall in Aurora. The lefty, Zimmerman, kicks, deals, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. 2 runs have come across. Maddox Ryan came across on the RBI triple by Matt Isaac. Then Isaac came home on the pass ball as the breaking ball just low. Makes the count 1-1 on the 9-hitter. And the 1-1 is fouled back to make it 2-1. Or rather went on a wild pitch where Isaac scored. And Ethan Zimmerman with the 1-2 pitch. It's another breaking ball. That went outside. The stolen base by Ryan. And then advancing to third on the infield ground ball before coming home on the triple. A swing and a miss on the outside fastball to retire the side. It's the second strikeout of the afternoon for Zimmerman. But before that, 2 runs come across in the inning on the RBI triple by Isaac, who also scored on the wild pitch. It's 4-2 now as we head to the bottom of the fourth on Wells Athletics. And we return here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 runs coming across to extend the lead to 4-2 for Harrisburg. Maddox Ryan walked to start the inning, stole a base, and then came around to score on the Matt Isaac RBI triple. And then 1 pitch later, Isaac came home on the wild pitch by Zimmerman. As 6-7-8 due up for the Express here in the bottom of the fourth. Starts with Lance Phillips, who swings and ropes one down the left field line, and that one will drop fair and roll all the way to the wall. It's cut off in front of the foul pole, rather, by Height. So staying at first base is Phillips, but a hard hit ball to begin the inning. Only the 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Wells offense. A great job in left field, by the way, cutting that off by Height, right in front of the foul pole. And he fired it into second base, holding Phillips to a single. His first hit of the day, first time he's been on this afternoon. And Bradley Mills digs in for the Express, representing the tying run. He takes a breaking ball in there for a called strike. Out of the hand of Lubick, who's been pretty dominant so far with 2 strikeouts, allowing only those 3 hits in 3 innings. As the 0-1 is a fastball low and away to Mills, the sophomore catcher. Filling in for Izquierdo behind the plate in Game 2 of the doubleheader. It's been a long week of catching for Izquierdo. He's the DH in this one. Mills behind the plate. Pickoff attempt back with a dive at first is Phillips. Four stolen bases on the year for Phillips over at first. And he's yet to be caught. A big lead over on the first base bag. And that one fouled back. To make the count 2-1. Mills entering today. 8 for 38 on the year. A 2.11 average with a double and 5 RBI. As Lubick comes set. And that one is roped down the left field line, giving chase his Height, but that one will bounce foul. One hop in the fence, going over it in foul territory and rolling into the parking lot here on the campus of Wells College. Action in the Wells bullpen in right center field, as well as the Harrisburg bullpen in left center. Someone's just starting to get loose. As the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mills goes down swinging. It's the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Lubick, and there's 1 out as McLean digs in. The solo homer to right field for the first collegiate homer for McLean back in the 2nd. And that put Wells on the board before the RBI single by Jacoby James brought home Max Odom last inning. Now a runner on first. Pickoff attempt back with a dive over at first is Phillips. McLean looking to add to the damage that he's already done tonight. Representing the tying run in this ball game. And the pitch in there for a called strike. A fastball just nips the outside corner. McLean. The 0-1. Breaking ball chopped down the third base line and foul. McLean from Buffalo, New York, the freshman. A big day for him. The first collegiate homer, now looking to do some more. Down 0-2. Pickoff attempt again. And back at first is Phillips. A long look in from Lubick. The right-hander comes set. Comes home. Breaking ball swung on, and that one chopped down the third base line. It's going to be scooped up by Parks. Onto first just in time. A very nice play at third base by Parks, making it look easy, thrown across the diamond on the weak chopper.
Now batting number 32, Nick Manning.
Advancing to third base is Phillips on that one, as Nick Manet will step in from the right side. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. That was the first strikeout of the day for Lubick. Manet 1 for 2 with a run scored in game 1 of the doubleheader. And the first pitch he sees from Lubick is a swing and a miss on the breaking ball, dropping down to a knee. He's the Wells 9-hitter. Here with 1 out and a runner on second base. And the 0-1. Another breaking ball in there for a called strike. So Manet down 0-2. Claps and a lot of noise from that Harrisburg dugout on the third base side. And the 0-2. Breaking ball low and away. No chase. Keeping it in front is Merchant. Doing a good job behind the dish so far. You can hear the noise from third base dugout. A loud Penn State group. Another breaking ball away, and another great job by Merchant behind home plate, keeping that one in front of him, preventing Phillips, who would make this a one-run ball game if he were to score, from advancing to third. But Manet is the priority here. Looking to get the 9-hitter out with a dangerous top of the order for Wells coming to the plate. And the 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Getting out of the inning unscathed is Lubick after the leadoff single, stranding a runner on second base. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The Manet's strikeout, the 4th of his afternoon. And we head to the 5th here on Wells Athletics. 4-2, Wells trails. Continuing his dominance on the mound is Christian Lubick, working out of a jam following the leadoff single by Phillips, stranding him on second base by way of 2 strikeouts. And it's still a 4-2 ball game as we head to the top of the 5th. And the top of the order due up for Harrisburg as the first pitch. Height shows bunt, pulls back, gets a breaking ball away, and it's 1-0. 0 for 2 on the day is Dallas Height. And the 1-0 is a breaking ball just outside for a ball. Height went 0 for 3 in game 1. He walked and struck out in Harrisburg's 7-2 win in game 1 of the series. As the 2-0. Just outside again, and it's 3-0 on Height. Wells will host Harrisburg again at 1 p.m. tomorrow for the final game of the 3-game set, as the fastball in there for a called strike makes it 3-1 on Height. Someone you do not want to walk with Hen Parks and Leonard the next 3. Up for Harrisburg, the 3-1. Swung on and fouled back. And after being down 3-0, Zimmerman has worked back and the count is now full. It'll be a 1 p.m. start time tomorrow here in Aurora versus Harrisburg. As the payoff pitch. Swung it on and roped into left field. That's a base hit through the 5-6 hole. Height shoots it through the left side of the infield. That's his first hit of the day, and the leadoff hitter is on here in the 5th. It'll be one more full series for Wells this season, as that will be it. All she wrote for Zimmerman. He's out of this game as Coach Stevens comes and takes the ball, and it will be a new pitcher for the Wells. We'll tell you who it is and see if he can get out of the jam following the leadoff single when we return here on Wells Athletics. And the new pitcher for the Express will be the sophomore right-hander from Dryden, New York, Bradley Perry, who enters this one with the speedster off of first in Height, who singled to end the night of Zimmerman. And Ethan Zimmerman finishing still responsible for the runner on first. 4 innings, 4 runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. As this slider is hit deep into right center field. Going back is Odom. He makes the play in front of the warning track. A nice play, tracking that ball down in right center for the first out. Retreating back to first is Hyde, and Hen is retired. Now 1 out in the 5th as Matt Parks will dig in, who worked a lengthy at-bat for a walk in his last at-bat back in the 3rd after the solo homer in the 1st, going back-to-back with Hen. Parks has reached base both times today. He chops one to second base. Odom to second for 1. On to first, and not in time. That one will get away, go all the way to the fence. So the throw from the shortstop, Manet, is wide left. Gets behind the first baseman, Haynes. So they're able to get one leg of the double play, not the other. So it will be Kevin Leonard, a top 10 statistic player offensively in the nation, digging in with 2 outs and a runner on first. Looking for some insurance here. He takes a breaking ball on the inside corner for a called strike. Leonard 0 for 2 in Game 2 after a 2-run homer and a double in Game 1 of the doubleheader. And the 0-1 is swung on and roped foul down the right field line, rather, and out of play. So an 0-2 count on Leonard. .480 average on the season, .850 slugging, pickoff attempt, and back with a dive over at first base is Parks. A 1407 OPS for Leonard. Breaking ball, and it hit him in the back. The runner was off on the pitch. That one right on the backside to Leonard. It hit batter, so coming in, and two quick outs by Perry on the F8 and fielder's choice. Now Leonard's hit by the pitch, and there's runners on first and second for Maddox Ryan. Walked in, came around to score in his last plate appearance. And the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball just outside. Ryan, 3 for 4 with an RBI in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Entering today with a .462 average. He takes a breaking ball outside, and it's 2-0. Perry. 2-0. Fastball up and out. So it's now 3-0. Bradley Perry entering this one with a .476 ERA. 6 appearances, 11.1 innings, allowing only 6 earned runs with 8 strikeouts. And the 3-0. In there for a called strike, so the count goes 3-1. Only 1 walk allowed on the season for Perry. So the hit batsman and being down 3-0, very uncharacteristic. As that one is skied into right field. Going back on the track is Phillips. He's not going to get there. It'll bounce off the wall. Scoring easily is Height. Around third coming home is Matt Parks. He scores as well. A 2-run double off the bat of Maddox Ryan to right center field extends the Harrisburg lead to 6-2. Rather, it was Parks and Leonard who scored on that one. The 2-run double. 4th hit between the 2 games and 3rd RBI in this doubleheader for Ryan. As Irizarry digs in with a runner on second. Looking for some more insurance here is Harrisburg. A big wave and a miss at the breaking ball. And both of those runs will be charged on the ledger of Perry. As that one is skied down the left field line. Giving chase in left field is McLean, but that one will bounce foul. And an 0-2 count on Irizarry. Breaking ball away. Doesn't offer. And Irizarry trailing in the count 1-2 now. Perry looking to get out of it with 2 outs. The pitch. Breaking ball low and away. And it's 2-2. So Perry came in. Got 2 quick outs. Then a hit batsman. And a 2-run double. I've put Harrisburg in the driver's seat. And the 2-2 to Irizarry is low and away for a ball, and it's full. Perry was up 0-2. And now another full count. The count was full to Ryan as well. when he smoked the 2-run double. A swing and a chopper up the middle, a base hit. Rounding third on his way home is Ryan. No throw, it's cut off. He scores easily. And the score extended to 7-2. Harrisburg still leads. 2 full count singles with 2 full count hits with 2 outs, resulting in 3 runs this inning. It's the 2nd run scored of the day for Ryan. First RBI for Irizarry. First hit of the day. And Isaac digs in after the RBI triple in his last at-bat. Takes a called strike on the breaking ball, and it's 0-1. The pitch, breaking ball, runner goes, throw down to second base, in time! Bradley Mills with a strike from behind the plate, throws out Irizarry trying to steal second, but not before his RBI single, and the 2 RBI double by Maddox Ryan extend the lead to 2-7. Harrisburg leads Wells as we head to the bottom of the 5th on Wells Athletics. It's the top of the order due up for the Wells Express in the bottom of the 5th. They trail by 5 runs now. It's a 7-2 ball game after 3 more runs come across for Harrisburg on the 2 RBI double off the bat of Maddox Ryan and the RBI single by Carlos Irizarry in the top of the frame. As Max Odom digs in, a walk and a run scored in his last at bat as he takes a breaking ball in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Odom going 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer, representing the only 2 runs that Wells scored in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Looking to get them back on the board here as he ropes one foul down the right field line and out of play into the darkness, ascending over Aurora. Sun's pretty much completely set now over Cuba Lake to the west. And 0-2 count on Max Odom. The pitch, breaking ball swung on and lined to left field, a base hit. Through the 5-6 hole, skips into the glove of the left fielder Height. And the leadoff hitter here in the 5th is on for Wells.
Now batting number 4.
As Max's twin brother Zach will step up from the right side with his brother off of first. Zach 1 for 2 with a single in his first at-bat of Game 2. And the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball in there for a called strike. A little bit of a check swing as well, but doesn't matter. And it's 0-1 on the Express center fielder. Pickoff attempt and back. Standing at first is Max. He stole a base earlier in this ball game as well. And Max, a lot of speed on the bases, 17 bags on the year. As a long pause from Lubeck, looking to work around a leadoff single, the 0-1. Breaking ball, that went in there for a called strike. So 2 breaking balls to start off the count to Odom, and he's behind 0-2. Another pickoff attempt first, but back easily again is Max at first. "13 stolen bases last year for Max. Now the twin brother looking to drive him in, but not before another pickoff attempt. And you can tell he's in the head of Lubick and this Abington team, rather this Harrisburg team, who has not seen a lot of base runners today. Only the 5th hit of the afternoon. That one's going to get to the backstop, away from the catcher Merchant, and now a runner in scoring position for the Express, down by 5 here in the 5th. It's now a 1-2 count on Odom, with the other Odom off of second. Not being covered at all. He's got a big lead. And the 1-2. Breaking ball away, and that one is going to be blocked by Merchant. Low and away. Dropping to his knees. Taking off the helmet. Throwing off the mask. He's got the old school style with the coach's helmet and the loose mask. Flipping it off. Staring down Odom at second, where it's a 2 count on Zach. Lubick working relatively slower here in the 5th than before, as the breaking ball up and in. Jumping out of the way is Odom. And after being down 0-2, he's worked the count full 3-2. Both of the RBI hits, by the way, for Harrisburg in the top of the frame, coming on full counts. In at-bats, there were 8+ pitches. As the fastball is swung on and missed, strike 3. It's strikeout number 5 on the day for Lubick, as Odom goes down swinging, and there's 1 out. Still a runner on second is Jacoby James. Digs in from the right side. James, 1 for 1, an RBI single in the 3rd. That gave Wells their 2nd run of this ball game as well. He's being hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning. The first pitch he sees, another breaking ball low and away. Kept in front by Merchant, so Odom stays at second. It's 1-0 on James. A .316 average. Second on the team with a .449 on base percentage. And the 1-0. Fastball low and away. Merchant sliding to make that one, to keep that one in front, make the play. And it's 2-0. The pitch. Fastball off the handle of James. Just off the knob. Up and in again. He was hit by a pitch in game 1. Hit by a pitch in his first at-bat of game 2. And a 2-1 count here. That one fisted into right field. In foul territory, giving chase is Leonard. He won't get there. So 2-2 on James, with 1 out and a runner on second. Lubick comes home, and that one is going to be chopped weakly to second base. Coming in is Hen. Throw to first just in time. Very weakly hit ball, just out of the reach of Lubick coming off the mound. And behind the pitcher's mound almost, just to the left of it, is where the second baseman Hen picked it up, threw onto first. And there's now 2 outs for Aaron Izquierdo. 2 hard hit balls to left field in this game. He's smoked them both at Height, who's now playing pretty far back in the left field gap as some rain beginning to come down here in Aurora. First pitch fastball just outside to Izquierdo. Wells will host Harrisburg again tomorrow, and then 4 straight games on the road, 1 versus Hobart for the midweek on Wednesday. As the pitch, breaking ball, check swing, and it's fouled back. So they'll go to Hobart Wednesday in Geneva, then 3 games in Lancaster against Lancaster Bible, 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, before rounding out their season next Tuesday versus Elmira at home. That's a 6 p.m. game here in Aurora, as the breaking ball dropped in for a called strike, but it gets behind. The catcher, Merchant, goes all the way to the wall, but not a big jump off of third. And a big secondary for Odom. So he stays put, and it's a 1-2 count on Izquierdo. Rain starting to pick up here. In the bottom of the 5th, down by 5, it's a 7-2 ball game. And the breaking ball up over the head of Izquierdo, just missing his helmet, ducking out of the way. And it's 2-2. Harrisburg, they'll continue conference play next week, but not after perhaps their biggest game of the season tomorrow. More on that later. Swing and a miss by Izquierdo. He goes down swinging. It's the 6th strikeout of the night for Lubick. Izquierdo goes down. 1 runner stranded and 1 hit on the inning. No errors and nothing else working for the Express, who trail 7-2 as we head to the top of the 6th. And back in the top of the 6th, Bradley Perry back out of the bat of the first pitch. A slider low and away to Matt Isaac after Zach Odom stranded on first base following the leadoff single in the bottom of the 5th. And Wells trails by 5 at 7-2 here in the 6th. As another breaking ball just outside to Isaac. 2 for 2, RBI triple in his last at-bat. Came around to score as well. And he takes 1 on the outside corner to make it 2-1. But as I mentioned as we were rounding out that last inning, the biggest game of the season is tomorrow for Harrisburg. That one chopped up the middle out of the reach of the diving Monet at shortstop. Trickles into center field. And a leadoff single for Isaac. He's 3 for 3 on the day here in Game 2. As Lucas Floyd digs in, it's the number 1 team in the nation who Harrisburg will host tomorrow, Salisbury University in Maryland. And that would be some huge power points for them. If they win that game, and perhaps even if they don't, they have an automatic at-large bid with the amount of ranked competition they face. Called strike on the inside for Floyd. And Harrisburg 5-7 versus ranked teams this year. A 7-1 win over number 17 Rowan last Wednesday as the slider is chopped to the second baseman Odom. Flips to second for one on to first, not in time, as that one will get to the left of the bag and go all the way to the backstop. But lightning here in Aurora, so the players will be taken off the field as some thunder, and we will return with one out, if we do, with one out in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 7-2 game as both teams clearing the field. Check back on Wells Athletics social media for more updates. Signing off for the time being, I'm Eli Fishman.